Hello! I am back with another video today, and today we get to do something that I think is going to be really fun. I'm going to be looking back at my goals that I set at the beginning of 2017, basically my 2017 New Year's resolutions. I haven't looked at them for a little while, but I'm going to be reacting to them and seeing if I actually have accomplished them, if I've exceeded them, or if I maybe haven't accomplished them. So this is going to be really interesting because I haven't looked at these goals in many months at this point. I'm a strong believer in writing your goals every day and looking at them every day and being really intentional to make sure that your actions are in alignment with your goals. But at the same time, over the past several years, basically ever since I was in high school, my life has just been moving at a really fast pace. Pretty much every year since high school, I either moved out or got married, had a baby, bought a house, started a business, wrote a book, started another business. It has just been one thing after another. And I've really enjoyed this fast pace that my life has been having, but at the same time it means that I'm constantly having to adjust and kind of refigure out what my goals are midway through the year. And so this year, like several other years, I kind of outgrew my goals midway through the year, and I don't mean that I necessarily accomplished all of them, because I definitely didn't do that midway through this year. But my life just shifted direction a little bit. I had a new focus, new things were working for me that I wanted to put more energy into so that they could take me even further. So about midway through the year, I stopped looking at these goals and I started focusing on other things. So that's why this is going to be just so interesting. Okay, so without further ado, let's jump into my journal where I wrote my goals down last year and see what I plan to do. Okay, so here's the journal that I've been using this year. Honestly, I don't love it. I started using it just because I had it, and I'm definitely switching to a new journal for 2018. But this is what I was using, and I marked the spot where I wrote my goals down. So here you can see I've got some goals. It says 2017 goals. Okay, so the first one is attract 3+ web design clients each month. Now this is probably, without looking at the rest of them, this is probably the one that I most greatly veered away from. Back in 2016, I had started a web design business. I had been studying web design for several years prior, and I decided to start a web design business. But in 2016, I wasn't getting very many clients, so I wanted to make it a goal in 2017 to get more web design clients, specifically 3 per month. I thought that would be a really good amount. But what I discovered just a few months into 2017 was that while I was offering a variety of different kind of online digital marketing services, including web design was not my most popular service, and in fact people were much more interested in hiring me to help them with their Facebook ads and Google ads and with marketing their blogs and online businesses than they were interested in having me build websites for them. And this was mostly because I was writing a lot of content that was geared towards startup entrepreneurs and online businesses that were still really small. And those businesses don't necessarily have a big budget to spend on a website, especially now that services like Squarespace and Wix exist, which allow people who know nothing about web design to make simple websites for a pretty affordable price. So the web design service didn't really match up with the audience that I was attracting, so I either had to change the content that I was producing, or else I had to pivot my business a little bit to focus on providing a different service. And I decided that I really enjoyed the content I was creating, and that I really enjoyed the audience that I was attracting and engaging with them. And so I decided to just study Facebook ads more and get even better at providing those services, practice a lot more. And so no, I definitely did not attract 3+ web design clients per month in 2018. In fact, I think I only worked with 2 web design clients at the very beginning of the year, and then after that, ever since then, I have just been focusing on attracting Facebook ad clients, and I have been attracting about 3 Facebook ad clients or Google ad clients every month for the second half of this year. So I am basically fulfilling this goal, even though I ended up doing something different. I just wanted to have a stable income from clients so that I could focus on building up the passive aspects of my business. And so I would say that I was successful with this goal, but I didn't actually accomplish that specific goal. Okay, the next goal on this list says grow GillianPerkins.com to 3,000+ page views per month and 3,000+ email subscribers. Now, when I wrote this goal, I had started my personal blog, my business personal blog, my personal brand blog, just a few months prior, sometime in 2016, and I wasn't getting very much traffic at all. In fact, I was only getting a few hundred page views per month, and I didn't know what I needed to do to accomplish this goal. I thought I just needed to do more of what I was already doing, and I didn't know how I would do it. But I knew that I needed to get at least 3,000 page views per month in order for my blog to be even halfway successful. I also knew that 3,000 page views per month isn't actually that much, but it was 10 times what I was getting at that point, and so it seemed like a good goal. So I'm really happy to announce that I have far surpassed this goal. In fact, I am now getting over 30,000 page views per month on my blog, which is awesome. And if you want to know really briefly how I did it, I discovered Pinterest marketing. I started marketing my blog on Pinterest, and then I also started marketing my blog on YouTube, just talking about my different blog posts, referring back to them, and that is what has fueled my blog growth. It has been amazing, and it has also meant that I now have more than 3,000 email subscribers. Right now I'm getting several hundred a month. I don't know exactly how many it is. It might be almost 1,000 email subscribers who subscribe to my list per month, but then only a certain percentage, like maybe half of them, then confirm their subscription. But I want it to be higher quality leads, which is why I'm having them do that double opt-in. But anyway, sorry to get way too technical there. Right now I think I'm around 4,000 or 5,000 email subscribers, so I've surpassed this goal, and I feel really good about where I am right now, because not only did I surpass it, but I also know why I surpassed it, like how I surpassed it, and I really like how quickly I am gaining subscribers and page views now. Okay, so the next goal on this list says increase Northwest School of Music's enrollment to 150 students by May 30th of 2017. And so I knew that I wanted to take it somewhere further than that later in the year, but I just wanted kind of a mid-year milestone, and that was why I said by the halfway point of the year. So this goal is really interesting because I do think that I almost reached it at that point of the year. I think I was probably around 140 students enrolled at the music school at the end of May, so I was a little bit short. But then what happened the next month in June was I actually ended up selling the whole business, which was a big success for me because I had worked hard at building that business up for about 10 years at that point, and I was really ready to move on and work on growing my personal brand and pursuing some other business ventures that I was interested in. But Northwest School of Music was taking up still a lot of my time and attention at that point. So selling it more than fulfilled this goal, because what I was trying to do with this goal was make Northwest School of Music successful, and I did get it to a point where it was pretty successful, and then I got success by selling it. Alright, so my next goal here says write and publish my second book, write by March 30th, publish by May 30th. Now this one I kind of failed at, so let me tell you what happened. I started writing a second book at the very beginning of the year, and I thought this will take me 3 months to write, and then I'll publish it a few months later. Now what happened was I spent about 3 months writing. I got maybe halfway through. It was going really slow, and it was going really not well. I was really not enjoying it at all. It just didn't seem like it was very engaging or personal. It just felt cold and boring. So sometime in March, I decided to completely scrap the book and start over. And let me tell you, that was a pretty hard decision because I had put many weeks of work into it at that point. But I'm really glad that I did, because then I started writing a different book, which I was much more interested in, and I think it ended up being a much more engaging and interesting read. It was definitely more personal, and I feel like it reflected my heart and my personality and my experience a lot better, whereas the book that I had been writing before was like me constantly researching things, and I just felt like I was talking about things that I didn't necessarily know about, and I didn't know how to present them very well. Anyway, so in March I started writing the second book, and that one went a lot better. I finished it about 2 or 3 months later, so past the date when I wanted to have published by, and then at that point I felt like, okay, well this book was way better than the other book I was writing, but I still don't know if this is exactly the book that I want my next book to be. I need to think about it, I need to read it again, so I'm gonna shelve it for now, work on some other projects, and then come back to it. And that was kind of where I left it. And I needed a few months to just process it and think about whether it would be helpful to my audience. And so we're at the end of the year now and I haven't published it yet. But after all the thought that I've put into it, I've decided that while I don't think it is the most amazing book I will ever write, and I'm sure that I will write more books in the future that maybe will be more impactful, I do think that what I wrote in this book will be very valuable to a lot of small business owners, and especially new entrepreneurs who are just starting their first business. I think that it will be really interesting and valuable for them to hear about my experience starting my own business, and so I am tentatively planning to publish it in 2018. I haven't nailed down all of my 2018 goals quite yet, so I'm not making any promises yet, but I do think that it is going to fit somewhere into the puzzle of next year. Okay, so I have one more goal here, and it says consistently practice morning and evening routines every day. And I have to say that I did probably fail at this, because while I did practice a morning routine and an evening routine probably more than half the days of 2017, I definitely didn't do it every day. Something that I still need to work on, just being more consistent so that I can get better results. I think that what happened this year was, like I said, a lot of new things cropped up in my life. I started a new business, I sold my other business, and my husband quit his job, and it just felt like our schedule was in constant turmoil, which made it difficult to have a morning routine and an evening routine, but that's not an excuse. I know that in the future I will be able to, through discipline, develop these positive habits, and I'm really looking forward to working on doing that even better in 2018. Okay, so I know that I talked a lot about these goals, but there's actually only 5 goals, and I don't know if that seems like a lot of goals to you or not very many. To me, it seems like not very many, and especially I feel like I was playing really small in 2017. It seems like these goals were all things that I either accomplished pretty easily or just got completely sidetracked from and didn't accomplish at all. But the things that I did accomplish, it didn't seem like they were that challenging for me. And I know why I set these goals. It was because way back in 2016 was just a really hard year for me. A lot of things went wrong and I was having a lot of struggles. I don't think I met any of my 2016 goals. It was kind of a failed year, although I did learn a lot of things. So I'm definitely not regretful about 2016, but it meant that when I was walking into 2017, my main focus was just on, I just need to succeed at something. I need to set the bar a little bit lower so that I can start being successful again, and not set it so high that I'm failing and then just feeling like I'm a complete failure. So I knew that I needed some small wins, and I think that this year really helped me get back on track and take my life in a new, more successful direction. So overall, my reaction to my 2017 goals is that I played it too small, but it set me up really well to walk into 2018, and I'm really excited for this new year. Next week, I am going to finally iron out all of my 2018 goals. I just have a lot of different ideas at this point, and I'm trying to decide which are the most important and which ones I will enjoy working on the most. But I'm gonna get that all ironed out next week, and I'm gonna make a video, a plan with me video. I've never done this before, so I'm not quite sure how it's gonna work, but sharing my 2018 New Year's resolutions or goals with you guys, because I really want the accountability of telling everyone what I'm planning to do. So make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss that video next week, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up because it really helps me out. Okay, well that's all for today. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you next time.